All right, folks, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. I get this question sometimes as well. Hey, Don, what do you use for streaming, and what does your streaming rig look like? Well, I'm going to tell you what it is, and it's way overpowered for what I use it for, but I'm going to tell you what I use right after this intro. All right, folks. So I don't have prices for all this stuff. You'd have to look it up on your own. My eyes will probably go off to the side because I'm reading off a list of stuff that I have. So my eyes will be off of you for a moment while I'm over here reading things, but I'll put little pictures up over here of all of this. I'll try and squeeze it in over there somewhere, all of this stuff. But yeah, this is way overpowered for what I use it for. So I use it for streaming. I use it for recording videos like this. So for the background and everything you see, I'm using this setup for that. When you see me outside, I'm either using my GoPro or my Insta360 camera to record those. And about 95% of the time, I do all my rendering after I make a video and I put it together. I do that on my laptop, because I do it sitting in with my hot girlfriend, watching movies, watching TV, and I'll be there, you know, editing a video and putting the pictures in and all that kind of stuff. I do use this to render every once in a while, but it's rare that I sit in here and render a video. But it's more than capable, way more than capable of rendering any video I make on this thing. So let's get into it, folks. So first off, the motherboard. Right, one of the key components. There's a few key components: the motherboard, the CPU, the RAM, and the graphics card. So those are the four main components of the computer. The rest are just kind of the extremities that I used. And the extremities I didn't put a whole lot into. You'll see that when I get there. I put a lot into the computer, which is way overkill for what I use it for. But is what it is. Let's get into it. So motherboard is Ozitech Tough Gaming X570 Plus with built-in Wi-Fi. Though I do have a separate Wi-Fi antenna that I use, I don't use the internal Wi-Fi. That's my motherboard. The CPU, again, super overkill. I got an AMD Ryzen 9 5900X with 12 core and 24 microprocessors. Way overkill for what I do. I could be using a Ryzen 5, right? A mid-level Ryzen 5 to do what I need. But I got the Ryzen 9 5900X. RAM, Corsair Vengeance RGB Pro 64 megabytes. Do I need 64 megabytes of RAM? Probably not, but it's nice to have, right? It's always nice to have more. It's like horsepower. It's always nice to have, nice to have more. So there's the RAM. Graphics card, way overkill for what I do here. So it's an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3070 Ti. I could be using a much less capable motherboard or graphics card doing what I do right now. All this is overkill. Now let's get into kind of the extremities of things. So the monitors, I have two 27-inch 1080p Acer monitors. The drives I have one 500 gigabyte NVMe drive, and I have two 1 terabyte solid state drives to hold everything. And then I have another internal 8 gigabyte or 8 terabyte drive that I'm having problems with. So hopefully I can get that fixed, because all of my YouTube videos are on that one. Or I may have to get something else to put put my videos on. But the 500 gigabyte, that's strictly Windows, and the two 1 terabyte, the 1 terabytes for programs, the other terabytes for data that I save. So I've started saving YouTube videos on one of those 1 terabytes. So for cooling, I have for the CPU, I have a Corsair H100X RGB Elite liquid CPU cooler. So it's water cold, water cold. Again, overkill for what I use this computer for. I never even get to the point where my fans even kick in high gear. They're in low gear because all the time. I mean, you really can't even hear my computer running. The fans are running so slow. And I also have 4 120 millimeter fans, 3 in the front, 1 in the back, to create that positive pressure to further keep everything cool. And then the Corsair liquid cooler, the radiator is on top, sucking air out. The back is sucking air out, and the 3 are pulling air in. So it's got a positive airflow, keeps things rolling. The case is a Corsair 5000D Airflow mid ATX tower case, mid tower ATX case. My webcam, I use a Logitech Brio 4K HD, which I got off of Amazon. I got a lot of this stuff off of Amazon. The webcam's pretty awesome. Y'all see the videos. I think it does a pretty good job. The microphone, HyperX Quadcast USB condenser microphone, and I got that off of Amazon as well. I can't remember, a little over $100 maybe. Awesome microphone. Y'all hear it, all right? And y'all can compare it to some of these people that have $1,000 microphones. This $135, I think it was 100 something, microphone does extremely well. Does good enough for me that I don't have to spend that much money on a high-speed microphone. The mount, so the arm that holds the microphone is Detron mic arm desk mount, which I got off of Amazon as well. Lighting. So lighting is, everyone will tell you lighting is one of the most important things when it comes to doing, these recordings and live streams. Well, I've got 4 really basic LED lights, 2 tall ones in the back facing me, 2 medium height ones pointing to the green screen in the back. You can see some of the green fuzz around me, just a tad here and there, but it works for what I do. And they were all off of Amazon. They were like $20, $30 a piece, something like that. They were super cheap. The streaming software and recording software I use for recordings like this and my live streams, I use OBS. It's a free software and does great. Does what I needed to do, and yeah, why I'd go anywhere else. And that gets me to finally the green screen, which is behind me, which you can't see, but you can see some of the glow around my fingers, around my hat. There is a green screen back there, and that's the Elgato green screen collapsible. So it's one of those ones, like a movie screen or whatever. You just pull it up and then you put it down and pack it up when you're done. So there you go. That's what I use for my streaming and my recording I do on these videos. Again, way overkill. Do you need to go this far with, the Ryzen 9? No, you could probably go with a mid-level or even a low-level Ryzen 5 CPU would be fine. You could get by with 16 gigabytes of RAM. You don't need 64. You really don't need 32. You could get by with 16. The graphics card, you can get away with a low-level graphics card. If you're just streaming, you're not doing any processing or anything like that. You could go with a low-level graphics card and get by as well. And then all the other stuff is really budget build type stuff. The lights and all that other stuff. So there you go, folks. That's my streaming setup. Let me know what y'all think in the comments below. If you're a YouTuber or a streamer or a recorder or whatever, let me know what you got down below. That's going to do it for this one, folks. Till next time. Adios.